The tuna is a reference to Ryung, of course, but the name of the event, the fact that the tuna is sparkling, is also another reference to GSL. For those that are maybe longtime viewers, especially of, I guess, 2015, 2016 era of GSL, you would know that there were a lot of memes around GSL because of the ads that they would be playing. That would be, they'd play a lot of sparkling ads. It'd be a lot of sparkling. So, basically, I think it was it Chillsung Cider or was it something else? No, I think it was another sponsor. But they used to have a lot of they used to have sparkling water ads in GSL. So that's where the sparkling comes from. But the reason why we chose a word that starts with S as well is because it's also a reference to a player called the STC. The STC is also a Korean Terran player, also an ex-Axiom, or he wasn't an ex-Axiom member, but he was a housemate. He was an Axiom housemate back in the day. Fun fact, the STC, after being retired for years, he recently came back to cast, by the way. Like, I want to say like a couple of months ago, the STC started casting StarCraft Evolution. I say a couple of months ago, like in December, like pretty recently, like December, November, started casting, which was a pleasant surprise. I was like, oh my, like the STC, you retired back in Heart of the Swarm. That's it. It's been a long time since I've seen the STC, but he came back to casting again, like back in November. And is still casting, by the way, and still actually competing in StarCraft Evolution. And, you know, STC is Sparkling Tuna Cup, right? That's why we chose those initials. That's also a reference to the STC, a reference to GSL with Sparkling, reference to Ryung with the tuna. Like, it's all there, though. A lot of time and effort was put into the name of this tournament when we started back in the day. That's a lot of effort, But here we go. Here we go. We are jumping into our next series, into our next matchup, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines. We have our South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran representing Team Vitality. It is Ryung. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Zerg player. We have the red Zerg representing the Platinum Heroes from the land of the UK. It is Iba. Yes, Tropicana Sparkling. Exactly. Oh no. I'll always remember the very hardworking person in that ad. Very hardworking. Ah, no. Alright, let's go. So now, standard opener. We have our standard opener here. Going to be going for the Rax expand here from the side of Ryung. No crazy cheese, no crazy aggression. Not after the series we just held. Here we're going to be slowing things down and embracing our TvZ across the map. Hashgas pool as well. So standard opener out of Iba, standard opener out of Ryung. Let's go. There was a player, OGS DSTC, in beta / Wings of Liberty. He was also in Heart of the Swarm. That's who I'm referring to. The STC. Like that's literally who I'm talking about. Yes. You know, Papi. You know. You understand. But yeah, he was that player was actually housemates with Ryung. They were housemates. I say with Ryung, with all the Axiom members. So Ryung, Crank, Impact, Alicia, Heart, and the SCC. They all used to live together in the Axiom era of StarCraft, back in Heart of the Swarm. And that's also the person that I'm referencing that came back to casting recently. Did start casting back in November, which is great to see. Go. But now Ryung going to be forced back. We do have Iba getting his third base, joining on up, saturating his bases, and slowly getting everything up and running here. And now we can embrace a longer game state. Ooh, as we are going for a third CC before starport. Economic opener here. I should say a standard opener, very safe. Curious that Ryung did throw down his tech much further back, a little bit more hidden here, but there's nothing too crazy. There's a tech lab into an add-on swap into what should be Banshee play out of Ryung. Should be Banshee. Did MMA? Yes. MMA also did stay with him. That was after, I believe. Oh, actually, no. I think that may have been at the same time. So a lot of people actually lived in the Axiom house throughout the course of of years, where some players rotated in, other players rotated out. MMA did stay with them. Innovation also stayed with them as well. I think by the time they were staying with them, I think the STC may have still been with them, and then a little bit afterwards, then he moved out. And if you remember, it's after he moved out, and a little bit later coming into Legacy of the Void is when True moved in. True moved in with Patience as well. True and Patience. They also came in to stay with the Axiom boys. Bang Taesu, Bang Taesu, and Patience. So yeah, a lot of people. There was also an era where Hyun was also staying with them for a time. Who else? Obviously Scarlet was staying with them for a time. And I'm sure I'm forgetting someone. I'm sure there's another that's slipping my mind. As of now, we have our Hellions going to be threading a dive here towards that third base. As we mentioned before, again, Cloak Banshee. So third CC into Cloak Banshee, standard opener here, taking his third base, very safe. The reason why I say this is safe is that Banshees, they are designed to keep you safe against roach-based play and roach-based aggression, and also to get harassing damage across the map. Speaking of, Banshee does hit the natural, and drones are going down. Whew. Getting 2 workers so far. Not bad. 2 drones going to be falling. Ryung, he does pull away. Does pull away. Likewise, Eva going to be saturating. Thankfully, didn't lose too many workers here, just 2 so far. And embracing Lingbane. Bit of a safer start out of Eva. I was referring a lot to the opener of Ryung, but likewise, Eva went lair first. Lair first into Banelings, into delayed Eva chambers. The reason for this is to have Banelings ready early on, just in case there were to be a Hellbat push, for example. So just really safe play here from Eva, prioritizing Banelings speed over the upgrades. Over 1-1. The old Banshees, they find 3 more drones. Dipping between the bases. Threatening that queen. They do threaten. So far, Eva trying to keep up. Likewise, Ryung coming in from behind. Oh. Pokes in. Pulls away. Does pull away. Oh, and we can embrace a longer game here. There's been a couple worker kills from the Banshees. Only a couple, though. The Banshees do survive, so they can still threaten another dive, another flyby. Ryung still maintaining map control. The goal here is to make sure the creep does not get out of hand. They're able to keep it in check and get ready for the eventual tank push. And it's coming. The tank is here. The first tank, I should say, building up to a second, a third tank, a bio, stim, combat shields +1. Ryung is gearing up for his push. And right now the game state is Eva trying to make sure he can extend his creep as far as he can to be ready for that move out so he can deal with that as easily as possible. As a creep will allow him to engage with the push ahead of time. So we have this back and forth. Speaking of the move out, here it comes. Overlord going to be zoned away. Oh, zoned away. We reach that 7-minute mark. And here comes that move out. Hellbat's about to be morphed in. Armory is done. Here come those Hellbats. Ryung is moving out towards that northern fourth. Queens are in position. Remember, Baneling speed is done. 1-1 upgrades are not going to be a part of this. They will finish up halfway through the fight. So Ryung, he rotates. Army gets spotted. Trying to sneak up. Eva, though, he's ready for this. Yeah, tank save yet to siege. Ooh. He doesn't commit. Doesn't commit yet. At the same time, going for link run by. Banshee's in position. SCV's going to be going down. SCVs are falling. Late reaction there by Ryung. 6 SCV kills, not bad. Did I say 6? Oh my god. Oh no, Ryung! He pulls away too soon. Does pull away too soon. Every SCV going to be going down. 14, 15 SCV kills. Ay, ay, ay. Bailey's they crash on in. They shut down the fire. And Eva, he's holding. Eva, he shuts down the tank. There's 1 tank left. Barely going to go down as well. And Eva, he doesn't just defend. He also kills the mineral line. Oh, but reinforcements have arrived. And Ryung, does he have too much? Yeah, he steps in, takes out 1, 2, 3, 4 queens. All the queens are going down. There's no Woodling Bane. No, he's not ready. Yeah, Banelings are morphing in, but they're not ready yet. And Ryung is stimming in. He wants those Banelings. does want them. They finish morphing in. Queen can almost resets. And Eva, he just has to hold on, but it's easier said than done. The pre-splits, oh my god. Yeah, Ryung, he pre-splits his army. He's ready, and Ryung, he will break through. He has too much. He overwhelms. GG gets called, and Ryung will take game number 1. Whew. GG. Oh my god, a GG, well played. A very, very intense game there, an intense moment. Honestly, really good moment for Eva when he went for the link run by. When Ryung, he did pull away too soon. He lost every single SCV. Ryung was all in. Ryung, upon losing all those workers, he was all in. He was committed, and he had to commit then and there across the map. Alas, we saw that Eva wasn't quite ready for the second wave. He cleaned up the first attack very well. It was very impressive. It was very impressive. Eba, he did shut down the first wave, the first attack. But it was the second wave where he wasn't quite ready here. He was still lacking those banelings, didn't have anything left over. And Ryung was able to break him then and there. GG. GG, well played. With that, Ryung takes the lead. Now we're jumping into game number 2. Jumping into Error Home. Go. And we'll see if Eba can force the ace match. I mean, based on what happened in game 1, I'm confident. I feel confident here in Eba that he can bring it to Ryung. I want to believe we can force the ace match. Let's go. Let us go. I can't find the SSC's Twitch channel. He streams over on Chijik. There we go. Yeah, shout out to Kuro. Oh yes, does stream over on Chijik, which is a Korean streaming platform. But yes, you are correct in saying that Twitch is banned in Korea. Yes, it is, which is why a lot of the Korean streamers, like Crank, like the SCC, Ryung, I think Ryung, he still kind of like pseudo streams on Twitch, but a lot of the others have switched over to either Chijik or to Soup. Soup is the other one. I think there's 3 platforms. There's Chijik, there's Soup, and there's a Kakao platform as well, which I'm not too familiar with. But I think there's 3 big ones in Korea. Here's 3 big ones, and here we go. This morning, in the top right-hand corner of Error Home, we have our blue Terran player from South Korea leading the series 1-0, representing Team Vitality. It is Ryung. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent, going for a hatch pool opener. Interesting. We have our our red player representing the Final Heroes. It is Eba. Eba. Let's go. Let us go. Whew. So we are going to be settling into game number 2. From here, of course, Eva is going to be opening up with delayed gases. So gases opener out of Eva. What does this mean? This means no link speed, of course. This means we can rush into a slightly faster third base, get better saturation. But I feel like this is a little bit greedy of Eva on Error Home of all maps. Typically, we see gases openers be quite prevalent on some of these larger maps. I'm referring to Abyssal Reef, Neo Violet Square, El Dorado, King's Cove. I mean, what these maps have in common is an easier to defend natural and third base. The entrances to these bases are usually a little more narrow, a little more easier to rotate between as well. But yeah, this is very different here at Eva. He is making 8 links already. Oh my god. Links are moving out. And we'll see how Eva will approach this. As Ryung back at home going for a standard opener, going for a Rax into CC. Standard opener out of Ryung. Goes take down 2 of those links. Threatens the mineral line. Third hatchery's on the way. Still no gases from Eva. And here come those links. Their goal here is to delay the CC and to get some SCV kills. As links, they do waddle in. Yeah, CC is going to be delayed. Goes away the SCV. Nibbling away at the expansion. Reaper's racing back home. A couple of boys are being pulled. And again, Ryung, he cannot force to cancel this. Cannot afford to cancel this, I should say. And with that, he will clean this up. Oh, Marine is going to go down. Gets a Marine, gets 1 SCV. Ooh, just the 1. 1 SCV, 1 Marine, and a delay on the CC. Not bad. And from here, Eva can focus on droning. And now gases are being taken. Now, the reason why I was emphasizing that we usually see this kind of play out of Eba on more defendable maps just because it is easier to rotate between the bases with your queens and with slowlings. Here on Errorholm, I'm a little bit concerned. I'm not so certain that it's going to be as easy here on this map. We'll keep an eye on Eba as he is going for roaches. Roaches are on the way. Behind this, Ryung is going for a 3cc 2-on-1. Limited Hellions. Limited Hellion production going for Stim timing instead. There's Yadon Swap to go for Marine production. So Ryung, he's going to have a very light amount of Hellions, like 2 to 4 Hellions is all that he has, which means Ryung, he won't really be able to pressure or really apply any aggression to the mineral lines. Oh. He's going to try to slip in though. Does slip in. Oh my god. He commits anyway. Does commit. Gets one drone. Gets one. Ooh, gets two. And workers, they are lining up. But he shouldn't get much more done here. Yeah, just 2 workers. And again, imagine if this was a more standard Hellion-based opener. I mean, Eba would have been exposed. He would have been exposed. He would have been vulnerable to these Hellion dives. He's now walling up and droning. He's walling up. He's droning. Roaches are on the way. And Ryung, he's going to be hitting here with, I was going to say 16 Marines. That is Marauder production already here. Interesting adaptation. Ryung, he's scouted the tech.
Upgrade complete.
He did see the Roach Warren. Ryung is aware of what's going on. So he is going to be adapting his build here. Typically, this moves out with 14 Marines and 2 Medevacs and Stim. But instead, we're going to have some Marauders involved as well. At least 1 Marauder. Here come the Medevacs. Here comes the move out. And we'll see what Ryung can get done. Until then, Eba, he's free to spread creep. He's free to spread his creep. Setting up back at home. Lair is on the way. He's getting to his lair, he's getting to his roach rab. Oh. Zero doesn't escape, and here we go. The medevacs, they have arrived. And now Ryung can move out. Now Ryung can be active, he can push. Here comes the double drop. He's going for the double drop. Making his way towards the third. And so far, Eba, he is somewhat in position. He's got how many roaches? He's got 10. 10 roaches to defend. Handful of queens. Ryung stims in. And Eba, he is in position. Does deflect. Whew. Okay. we made it. So far, so good. Eba is keeping up with the drop play. Keeping up with the main army. Ryung sharking around. He's going to rotate. He ideally would try to force a cancel here on the 4th base. Going to be rotating. Eba, he's somewhat in position, distracted by the Reaper. Does rotate back over. And he's here. Yes, here in time. Ryung jumping to the main. Behind this, Ryung getting his 3rd base up and running. And behind this, going to 1-1 upgrades. 5 rack setup. But so far, this 2-on-1 has been a little bit lackluster. It's not done enough. And throughout all of this, Eba is building up a terrifying army. And we're getting ready for 1-1. 1-1 is almost done. Roach speed as well. And soon Eba, he can just send it across the map with a massive amount of Roach Ravager. And I didn't really get to introduce you to Errorholm. Welcome, welcome one and all. This is a TLMC map. This is a rush map. I don't know if you can notice here, but from natural to natural, I mean, we're right here. the map is tiny. It's a very small map. Aggression is favored, and it doesn't take long at all here for the Roach Ravager to reinforce across the map. So here we go. Eba, he is pushing. He's already at the doorstep of Ryung. Now, Ryung, what does he have? He has 3 tanks. He has 3 tanks set up, 2 at the natural, 1 at the 3rd. Scans, trying to get a read on what's going on. Eba's maxed. He's up 50 supply. But that is inflated. Bunkers are ready. And Ryung steps in. Dustin forward. Tank boys going up. Yeah, get within range here. One tank does go down. There's still 2 more tanks. The boys are being pulled, and Eva, has he done it? We'll take down these SCVs, but can he break the tank line? And there's still 3 tanks left. 1 tank gets piled. 2 tanks remaining. Eva's running out of steam. Pile will connect. But with these reinforcements, yeah, Eva's going to lose everything here. The Roaches, the Ravagers, Ryung, he holds. At a cost, though. Ryung, it cost him 24 SCVs. He had to pull the boys. He lost everything. But he survives. He does survive. Trying to go for a counterattack at the same time. Eva does hit the third base, takes down the tank. 1 tank left. Down to 2. Up to 2. Second tank has arrived. Ryung holding on. Ryung, he is holding. Eva moving in. Oh. Right into natural. Ryung, he does hit the 4th base though. Eva getting caught out. Drones are falling. Remember, Eva, this was a 3-base all-in out of our Zerg player, and he will lose the 4th. That's going to be close. That's going to be so close. It looks like it will barely go down. Whew. Yeah, no queens, no transfuse. Hatchery does fall. And Eva, he's forced to commit to the 3-base all-in. He's getting ready for the 2nd wave. And this time, oh my god, that's a lot of tanks. Jesus. The 3rd base is exposed, and SVs are going to go down. But Eva cannot break that natural. Hot pick up here out of Ryung, saving 3 SCVs. And upon seeing this setup, Eva should not try to break it. I feel like that would be his downfall. Play it safe, Eva. Play it safe. He's taking. Gas is being taken. Hatch is being rebuilt. Hydrogen's on the way. Eva is taking up. And he will deny the expansion. He will deny the 3rd, but the 4th base has gotten up as an orbital. No planetary. Rotates over. Oh, the mules, though. The mule's going to be forced out. Nice engage here from Eva. Boys once again being pulled. Oh, pushing into these tanks. Oh my god, the army just melts. Jesus. Again, Eva, he cannot push into this. There's what, 5, 6 tanks here, or at least there were. Eva cannot get close to this ramp. So Eva overextends. Does take down 10 SCVs at the same time. Double drop across the map. Heading to the mineral line. Roach is trying to keep up. Hydra's on the way. But can he keep up here? Oh, as he will beat out Roaches. Yeah, did misjudge. At the same time, Ryung comes in, takes out the base. Oh my god. Takes down the 4th for a 2nd time. He snipes the expansion. He's not stopping. He's not stopping here. Now going for the tech. Hydra speed does complete. Hydra then goes down. Limited anti-air. I mean, this is the big weakness here of Eva's initial 3-base all-in is limited anti-air from the Zerg. Now he tried to incorporate some Hydras, but only a handful of them. Yeah, 5 Hydras, soon to be 9. Draw play still uncontested. Ryung achieving a lot here with these drops. He's all over him. He's all over Eva. And now Ryung double expands. He's got his 3rd back up and running. He's got his 4th also back up and running as well. And Ryung, for the first time in a long time, look at the supply. Ryung, he is up in supply. And the soup does lie. And what I mean by that is that Ryung's actually further ahead than what it seems, because Eva is stuck with an inefficient army here with Roach Ravager. So this is looking that much more dire for Eva. As Ryung, he's getting out of hand. He's getting out of control. Stimming in. Up. He does it forward. Respects the army, though. It's mainly Marine. Oh, he does abandon some Marines, though. Yeah, not enough room. They get left behind. Jumping to the main base instead. Once again, distracting Eva. No major pickups. Oh, and he will actually get a bit of a rough fight here for Ryung. Losing a medevac. Forced to drop away. And here comes the main army. That's a lot of tanks. Oh my god. How many? 11. 11 tanks for Ryung. Is pushing forward. And Eva, he has Vipers on the way, but he needs more time. He needs those Vipers. Without them, it's going to be a tough hold. Ryung, he's pushing forward. He's gaining ground. Vipers are still on the way. Lurkers morphing in as well. Lurkers aren't going to help here. Not against this kind of defense. Not against this kind of army. These tanks are forcing their way in. At the same time, Roach Hydra counterattack. Oh, but there are reinforcements back at home. Ryung, he will defend. Vipers, they're gathering energy though. They're almost there. They still need a little bit more time. And then we can Blinding Cloud. We can abduct. He gets one. Takes down one tank. Base falls. Eva still stuck on 3 bases. He stims in. Oh my god, jeez. Sims 4 takes down 2 lurkers. Eva trying to re-expand. He'll save his workers at least. Did pull away. Ryung, he's maxed out, and here comes the second army. Second army is moving forward. Eva responding with slowlings? No, the slowling defense. Not like this. Yeah, lings, they trickle in. Ryung, he will take this fight. Yeah, he's just pushing in from both sides. Aye, aye, aye. Eva trying to hold on. But alas, he cannot. Not like this. He gets pulled apart. GG, well played. And Ryung, he will overwhelm. He will take the series 2-0. GG. Whew. GG, well played. But that was not an easy game. Eva doing so well with his first push. Remember, with his first 3 base all in, he took down the 3rd base. He crippled the economy. He crashed through the army. He did very well. But again, he was unable to really, I mean, he tried to push into the natural. He did overextend at that time. Took him a little bit longer to transition out into Hydra, into further tech. GG, well played. But yeah, he did kind of delay his tech when it came to his 4th base, when it comes to getting into his Hydras, of course, as well. Was very committed there. And shout out to Ryung, though, for his tenacity to be able to persevere. Remember, he lost 24 SCVs. He lost 24 workers while trying to defend that all-in. And he did survive, but he barely made it out of that. With that, he was able to sneak out a 4th CC, if you remember. He was able to mule the hell out of it, get his 3rd base back up and running. There was a moment where Eva did overextend into tank fire, and Ryung, he clawed his way back in. GG. GG, well played. Whew, Ryung does take it, and with that, we are going to be following Ryung into the quarterfinals. The question becomes, who's up next? Let's go. Let us switch our scenes over here and catch up on